Hello my friends, all over the world, wherever you are. William Poloniak here again at Whole Health Foundation. And in today's video, I'm going to be replacing the original bottom base plate with the new and improved premium Whole Health Foundation base plate that comes with a lifetime warranty. This base plate is going to come with the installation tools, the Allen wrench, and the button head bolts that are stronger and better than the beveled bolts that come with the original plate. Let's go to that video now and I'll show you how this is done. Here we have a Norwalk juicer, and the first step of course is to turn it upside down, remove the sheet metal, and here we have the improved premium base plate with the button head screws, and I want to demonstrate how different they are. Instead of the countersunk hole, they are a little bit stronger and I think very attractive looking. And of course the new plate comes with the Allen wrench. So let's set this aside and we'll continue with removing the bottom plate. One important step before you do anything is to put a stack of small yogurt containers or any kind of spacer to keep the press plate from dropping down, and also around on the motor side to put a piece of cardboard between the pump and the motor so it doesn't drop when you remove the plate. So the next step of course is to take out the 4 post bolts, the pump bolt, and the reservoir bolt. And the first step of course is to remove the countersunk post bolts. And the next step is going to be to remove the bolt that holds on the reservoir and the 2 bolts that holds onto the hydraulic pump. I have already removed the ground wire, and this must be done before you remove the plate. So let's remove the pump bolts. The pump bolts and the reservoir bolts. Now we'll set these bolts aside because we're going to reuse those. Now the pump bolts we're going to have to replace with longer bolts because the plate is thicker. The improved premium plate is thicker, but we'll keep the washers because we're going to need those. Let's set all of these bolts aside. And remove the top. And the next step is to lift off the old plate, and we'll replace that with the new plate. Put that in place and do everything in reverse. And the first thing of course will be to put in the reservoir bolts. And next, the pump bolts, but we're going to use longer bolts. Going as far as we can by hand, then we'll tighten these down. And of course, the same with the post hole bolts. Get those to go in by hand, and then we'll tighten them down. Now you may need a clamp to clamp in the posts a bit to get them to fit. Let's hope not, but sometimes you do. Now you'll notice how the button head bolts are flat on the top and not countersunk, so this makes for a stronger attachment. Let's tighten down the other bolts for the reservoir. Now, one thing I like to do for good measure is use what's called a cheater bar to tighten down these Allen bolts. Give it a little tweak. Make sure they're tight. There we have it. And the last step will be to put on the feet. And then we'll turn it upside down, attach the ground wire, and reassemble the sheet metal. And we'll attach the feet. We're putting on the longer leg height kit. Sometimes when we ship them, we put the original feet back on because it fits in the custom-made box a little bit safely. There we have it. Now we'll turn it upside down. We'll attach the ground wire on the switch side and reassemble the sheet metal. As carefully as you can. It's very heavy, so turn it upside down. Get that sheet metal out of the way. Remove the cardboard from between the motor. Remove the yogurt containers, the spacers that were holding the press plate in place. You could have taped the press plate, either way is good. And before you attach the sheet metal, be sure that you tighten down the ground wire. This is very important. Now I've reassembled the sheet metal and I'm going to screw in the front screw, which is the only one that you can do now. And then we're going to turn the juicer upside down and drill in and tap the 832 screw holes in the bottom bolts into the base plate, because those have not been done yet. So let's turn this upside down. Get the punch in the center. We're going to do this to each of the brackets before we drill. And then we'll drill the hole, tap it, and put in the screw. Now you could use a T-wrench to tap it, but I have this special tool made, so what I'm going to do is use that instead. It's a little faster than you're doing it by hand. Tap it out. Now we'll find the screw and screw that in. And when we're done with that, we're going to turn it on its side, put the 4 screw holes in, and screws on the switch side, and then the ones on the back. So let's next put this on the switch side, and to do that we need a couple of pieces of 2x4 to protect the handle. We don't want that to get damaged. We don't want this handle to get damaged, so we're going to prop it up on 2x4s. And then now I use a clamp to pull the sheet metal over because it doesn't always line up. The sheet metal is part of the structural integrity, so you need to get it to line up with these holes properly. And we'll put those in, remove the clamp, turn it on its back, and put in the last screw hole. Remove these, set it on its back, and we have two more screw holes, one here and one there. Make sure the sheet metal is down far enough. Drill it and tap it, and we're done. Next we'll drill in the thread. And put in the screws, and we're done. Turn that right side up. All finished. The last step we're going to have, of course, is to caulk the pulls with caulking so juice doesn't leak down below. And once we've done that, we're finished. Well, there you have the installation of the new and improved bottom base plate made by Whole Health Foundation. It has a lifetime warranty. I hope you like what you've seen. If you do, please tell a friend. And if you'd like to call me or purchase one of these base plates, my phone number is 760-753-0321. My email address is developtrust@cox.net, and my webpage is wholehealthfound.com. I'll see you in the next video.